1 to continue in English, press 2 for Spanish. If you are calling about your customer account, press 1. If you are a shopper, press 2. Thanks. Please hold.
Thank you for reaching out to Instacart. You're through to 10. How can I help you today?
I need you to give me a credit for having to be on the phone for 43 minutes because they reassigned my order to a different shopper for the second time today. And the second time they reassigned my order to a different shopper, they reassigned it to a shopper who was also removed previously from my shoppers list due to unsanitary behavior. And I had to have them reassign my order to a different shopper for the third time today.
So, when is this the first time you're calling in regards to this today?
No, this is the third
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Today is
And with the
Monday.
previous specialist that you were speaking with, did you ask them to apply credit for you?
Yes,
Can I have the telephone number to your account?
850
Mhm.
800
Mhm.
0970. Today is Monday, December 29th, 2025.
Oh, it's a Costco order.
Yes, and the time right now is 1:12 p.m. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good in yourself.
You know, this reoccurring issue of having to make sure my health and safety isn't put at risk when I'm just trying to order healthy food and my
Mhm.
hygiene products and accomplish my necessary living necessities at the least.
Mhm.
If this reoccurring problem wasn't reoccurring, I'd be doing a little bit better
Mhm.
aside from the injuries that I'm suffering from due
Mhm.
to police brutality and malicious
Mhm.
harassment and malicious obstruction of justice.
Mhm.
But thank you for your concern.
No problem. Um, I'm looking at your account, and I see that there is a previous specialist that tried to apply a credit for you.
Oh, what,
The
what was her
system
name?
blocked them. I can't give out such information. You are on the line with them. However, what I'm trying to say is that they did try to process credit for you, but due to the fact that your account is under review for multiple order issues, that credit couldn't apply. It blocked them because of multiple order issues
Does
on your
does that
account.
does that mean it's my fault?
I don't want to give false information, lie or speculate, so I wouldn't exactly know what's going on with the account. All I
So
do know there is
whenever
multiple
I
order issues.
call and complain, I always
Hmm.
tell them the truth, and
Okay. Obviously, you wouldn't lie. Yes.
I always provide them with clear and convincing evidence proving my
Okay.
complaint. So
Okay.
it's not my fault that there's order issues on my account.
Hmm.
Um, so is there a way to maybe rephrase that? Because it kind of makes me
No,
feel
no, no.
uncomfortable.
There's no other way to rephrase it. It's just the way that it is. It's multiple order issues on your account. There's no other way I can put it.
Well, in reference to maybe a different customer, when you say that, you should also
Mhm.
say things like, for example, I'm not necessarily saying the order issues on your account is because it's your fault. I'm just saying what it's showing on my screen in front of me.
Is that yes? As I did mention, I'm looking at your account right now, and I do see that it's coming up with multiple order issues. There's no other way that I can put it. I just have to be frank with you and honest with you
So what
because
does
it's
it
actually
say?
marked there.
What is it specifying the order issues are?
There's multiple,
Well,
so
what's that first
it's
handful?
various. I wouldn't exactly know. I'd have to go through each and every order to try to understand how you got to multiple order issues.
What's the most recent one?
Kindly bear with me. I'm just going to try to locate the order that has an issue, then I'm going to tell you.
So,
Okay.
so on your screen where it says multiple order issues, does it list them right in front of you, or do you have to open a different page and wait for it to load and all that
I have
stuff?
to go through your orders to try to locate the orders that have issues. Then I've actually found one, an order ordered 2 days ago was a smoky delivery.
Hmm. Did they give me a credit
hmm
for that?
It declined, but the refund was given to you. Was a refund of $5.49.
Hmm. So did they give me a
hmm
credit for that inconvenience of having to go through that?
No, it
Hmm.
declined because of the high order issues.
Well,
Remember now, this order that I'm pulling up is the most recent order that has an issue, not an order that's far off.
so do you think that's fair for somebody to bring me food that's unsanitary and smells like smoke and is contagious and makes me feel sick? Because obviously that,
Certainly not. So
yeah.
we are on the order that we're dealing with right now, which is the order that's recently placed. Let's
So
not go back. You
my
were given
next
a refund
question,
for that order,
my next question would be, don't you think I deserve some sort of credit for that inconvenience being
but
caused
then
to
there's
me?
nothing we can't override a credit right now. Your account is marked as high order issues.
So on
I
that,
cannot override a credit
so on that
right
same,
now.
so on that same order issue that you're referring to, they asked me to fill out an appeals form. Are you aware of that?
I can see it on your note.
And do you see what I wrote in the appeals form?
No, I can't see.
So I specified what you verified, right? That it
Mhm.
was a smoky delivery. And I
Okay.
also mentioned on the appeals form that I would like
Mhm.
some sort of credit for that
Okay.
inconvenience being caused to my health and safety.
Okay.
And is there a reason why they didn't give me the credit, but they gave me a refund and refunded the
I'm
money
not really
back
too sure.
to my
It is a different
EBT,
department.
government
It's a different
benefits,
department.
food stamp,
It,
SNAP
it's a
card?
it's a different department. So if you have any questions, you're most welcome to go back onto the very same email. They will respond to you, and you can ask them on the email. They will most definitely respond back to you.
Hmm. Yeah, because if I did that to you, I think you would at least want something for that inconvenience. I mean that's a waste of your time, your health, your energy. I mean, I'm just verbalizing these complaints to you, right? And
Yes.
I could hear your voice like you're hyperventilating just from acknowledging these complaints. Now imagine if somebody
Mhm.
actually put you in direct harm's way of,
Mhm.
a grocery item that smells contagious due to the unsanitary vehicle of a shopper and actually made you feel sick to the point where
Mhm.
you were having difficulties breathing, similar to how you're hyperventilating now just from acknowledging this complaint.
Mhm.
That's serious, especially on
Mhm.
top of the fact that if your body started heating up and you started feeling nauseous and dizzy, with symptoms similar to the coronavirus, that's very dangerous. That's a very dangerous
Mhm.
situation to have to experience, especially more than once, let alone more than once in a few day time frame, and more than 5 times in a month. I mean, I'm literally having to take medication now for this. They're giving me medications for what is it called? The what's the name of it? A antibiotic. The emergency room's giving me antibiotics to take because of this. I mean, that's not fair. The hospital bill was over $1,000 for a grocery item that costs less than $10. But all because the shopper is unsanitary, and then Instacart is sending that same shopper back to my house to shop for me again after they've already made me sick a previous time, and I've had to report it. And Instacart told me they removed that shopper, and now I won't have to worry about that shopper shopping for me again. That's not fair. That's not fair for me. That's not fair for my family. That's not fair for my children. This is not just taking money from me, it's taking money from my family and my children. Do you think that's fair for them?
No,
And if this were to happen to you, do you think it would be fair for your children and your family?
no. Can I ask you a question, Omar?
Of course. Why not?
Hmm. Okay. So, let's 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 put it this way. You have a business, right? And your business is to deliver food to people, right? And you have this customer that's always calling in to report an issue with the order. Every time that they place it, one, you cancel orders. You cancel them, I don't know how many times. And two, whenever you receive an order, you always have to call in to report that you have an issue with the order. Do you think, business wise, it is fair?
Well, that being said, allow me to clarify.
Okay.
On the app, there's an option to complain, there's an option that says help and report health and safety concerns.
Okay.
When I utilize that option,
Mhm.
there's been several times where it's went unacknowledged.
Mhm.
And then there's been several times where I'd receive an email from Instacart
Mhm.
after reporting it on the Costco powered by Instacart app. And the email would say, your complaint is missing information. Please specify what you're referring to. So that would waste my time. It would waste the memory on my email, waste the memory on my phone, and waste the memory on my iCloud. I would then have to report it again on the email. And then they would respond with a response that has nothing to do with the complaint. Pretty much sending me a vague email. And the way they would send me those emails is as if they were trying to confuse one complaint to the next complaint, or that specific complaint from a previous complaint that they still haven't resolved for me, which is well within my rights for them to resolve because it's a valid complaint. And I'm sending them clear and convincing evidence proving my complaint far beyond a reasonable doubt and, of course, beyond a preponderance of evidence. Now, when that happens, the only other option that's left for me to do is to call and actually speak to a person, right?
I'm listening. I'm still with you.
Well, it's a yes or no question. I'm trying to clarify this for you. So, the only other option is to call and to actually speak to a human being on the phone, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm not 100% certain of the fact that you're sitting and listening to every single call or reading every single email or acknowledging every single complaint that's going through the
Mhm.
Costco Powered by Instacart app, but I'm assuming you are, being that I'm calling the same business.
Mhm.
Now, my family owns businesses,
Yes.
and if there's somebody who is reporting to me
Mhm.
that they're receiving a service that is not of what the company represents.
Or has promised, yes.
Say that again?
Or what the company has promised, yes. I'm listening.
I would take it upon myself to make sure that that doesn't happen again to that customer. Not just that, but I would thank the customer for bringing that to my attention.
Mhm.
Because not only did they help my family's business by bringing that to my attention, by making sure that that doesn't happen to another customer, but they've reassured me that I have a customer that cares enough and depends enough on my business to bring that to my attention. And I say that to say this: if that same customer experienced a disservice from my business and acted like it didn't happen, and that disservice was something as serious as a health and safety concern, isn't that going to put other people's life, health, and safety at risk?
Omar, are you still with me?
Isn't that going to put other people's health and safety at risk?
Yes, it is.
Is there anything else you want or need me to clarify for you?
No.
Okay. Is Instacart hiring by any chance?
Not at the moment.
Well,
Okay, when you say hiring, are you talking or referring to drivers or?
not necessarily. I was inquiring potentially about this pertinent situation and what you have acknowledged. Now, as I mentioned to you, I have been diligent and I have done my due diligence and provided clear and convincing evidence proving all of my
Mhm,
complaints in reference to health and safety concerns,
mhm,
ultimately protecting other customers. Now, I know that there's departments and positions within Instacart
mhm.
that are funded and get paid very well to resolve these types of problems for people, customers. I'd like a job that could accommodate my injuries. I think that job more than likely would be able to accommodate my injuries, considering what I've clarified and considering also, of course, what you have acknowledged.
So you'd like to have a job at Instacart?
Is that okay with you?
I'm not even in the hiring panel, so I don't have a say there. I actually don't have a say there.
What's your name, if you don't mind me asking?
Sembile,
How do I say it?
Sembile.
Could you spell that?
That'll be Sierra Tango Hotel Echo.
Say that again?
That will be Sierra Tango Hotel Echo.
How do you pronounce it?
Tembile.
Say it slowly, like letter, syllable, and pronunciation.
Tembile.
Mm. What, what does that mean something?
Each and every person that is born and has a name, that name has a meaning.
Well, what does your name mean?
Promise.
Well, that is a very nice name to have.
Thank you.
Is that is that African or Muslim?
Yes, it's African.
African. Is it a Muslim name?
Yes. No, it's actually ZULU, Zulu name.
What is it called?
Zulu name. So that
Zulu?
would be Z. Yes,
Is that a religion?
it's a culture.
It's a what?
It's a culture.
What is that?
It's a culture. It's a tribe.
Oh, a tribe at like a specific demographic area in Africa.
Yes.
Wow, that's really nice. So,
Thank
is
you.
there? You're welcome, ma'am. So, is that like a like of the kings and queens back in like years ago?
I would love to be part of that. Yes, it is from long ago, but with evolution, it eventually fades.
Evolution? What do you mean evolution?
Yeah. Like, how can I put it for you, Omar? Um, Back in the days, way back. Have you ever heard of the Zulu king called Shaka Zulu?
Yes.
Yeah. So in back in those days, you'd have tribes, kings, queens, and whatnot. But with evolution, integration, technology. That all fades away. So
Not
there's no
really.
more kings and queens.
Not really. Because, yes, I remember there's something, especially, like, for example, I'm not sure if you're working at a call center that's being outsourced
I am.
overseas or if you're actually in the United States, but you have to remember there's different rights.
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. It's cold over there right now. But I'm like maybe 10 minutes from Atlanta. But there's different rights. For example, like there's human rights, which applies to
Mhm.
everybody, and then there's constitutional rights. There's something
Yes.
called the Bill of Rights, which is
Bill of
really,
Rights. Yes.
really, really important. People don't really know too much about, and there's like people that are in business specifically to distract people from knowing about that, which is really, really dangerous. And, people should really be concerned about that. But
Mhm.
the point of it all is to make sure that things like, for example, reparations is acknowledged.
Yes.
And, if somebody is of a specific descent, demographic area, tribe, or any contributing factor, right, of similar stature, there's reasons why there's laws in place. And those are those
Mhm.
reasons. You understand? Like, for example, okay, an inheritance, right? An inheritance
Mhm.
is only possible if things, like, for example, reparations are acknowledged, or specific heritage, or specific demographic areas, or specific, how could I say, judicial systems are acknowledged. All of those contributing factors make it possible for a specific state's representative or legislator to make or change laws. It's like, okay, I'll give you another example. For example, if someone has a business, right, like you mentioned,
Mhm.
the way that it's feasible is what they have. And if a business has product on their shelves, that allows it to become feasible, right?
Mhm.
Okay. The judicial system and all of its contributing factors is a business,
Mhm.
and people are the products that are on that business's shelves, similar to a business that has specific products like items on their shelves. You understand?
Mhm.
And when you're in the business of providing services for people, there's licenses that are required,
Yes.
similar to the wiring and requiring of infrastructure, architecture,
Yes.
similar to a human circulatory system, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever had a science class or were able to dissect something or
No.
acknowledge the human anatomy. It's
No.
required to be wired similar to infrastructure and architecture. The human body's anatomy has many, many blood vessels and veins and an intricate and detailed circulatory system,
Mhm.
similar to the wiring of a panel of a transformer,
Mhm.
something that allows the lights to turn on and off at your call center,
Yes.
or your computer to even turn on. So it's all relatively connected and pertinent. Now, I said that to say this. When you're trying to do anything and accomplish anything in life, right? The most important thing you need to always remember and never forget is the only thing you need to do to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish, which is what? Thinking about what you need to do next and do it. That's
Can
it.
you repeat that for me? I think I'm missing this.
The only thing you need to do when you're trying to accomplish something is thinking about what you need to do next and do it. That's it,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Once you get distracted from thinking about the only thing you need to do next and doing it, what happens? You don't do it.
You forget
You
and
don't
you
you
don't do
don't
it.
you
Yeah.
don't accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
What you're trying to do. Yes.
Right? And there's people that are in the business of specifically only doing everything they possibly could to distract people from doing what they need to do next to make sure they don't accomplish what they're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
It's a multi-trillion-dollar business, and it comes in various forms. It comes in the form of marketing schemes to benefit investors, of competitors, competition, and or the like. It comes in the form of business classes that a person can go to college and get a degree in. It comes in the form of law enforcement. It comes in the form of grade school curriculum
Mm-hmm.
and many, many, many other forms. It also comes in the form of languages, speech, and etc. So you have to always remember, if you're trying to accomplish something, the only thing you need to do is think about what you need to do next and do it. Right?
Yes.
It's similar to, like, for example, if somebody's in battle, right? And they have to make sure that they win the battle, right?
Yes.
They can't be distracted. They have to know what they need to do next, and they have to make sure they do it, right?
Yes.
It's that simple, and it's that serious, considering the circumstances, especially when it has to do with a person's health and safety.
Omar,
Yes.
you have a shopper assigned to your order.
Okay.
You have a shopper assigned to your order. Kansas.
Let me just make sure this is not another shopper that's been removed due to unsanitary behavior. And just, yes, she's another one. She was previously removed due to unsanitary behavior also.
Let me double check on that one because I actually can check. Let me see.
Yeah, this was actually not too long ago. This was approximately a week ago. I remember her specifically.
She's not coming up on your banned list.
Yeah, it's the same display picture. I noticed
Should I
also,
remove her?
I noticed also sometimes it'll be the same display picture, but they'll change the name. So Instacart needs to watch out for that also. And then sometimes it'll show a specific display picture of a person and a specific
Hmm.
name. And then the person who would arrive to my house is not the person
Is
on
a
the
different
display.
person.
Yeah, it's a completely different
In
person.
that case, you have to call into Instacart when you have an issue like that. Yes, it's actually considered as co-shopping. I know co-shopping might mean two people at once, but when it's one person on the picture and another person delivering, we do consider it as co-shopping. So
Yeah, they
we
need to
do have to
notify
take
them.
steps in
Yeah, they
regards
need
to that.
they need to notify the customer though.
No, they shouldn't be notifying a customer. It's not allowed at all. So
Mm-mm.
that's
No,
why
no,
you have to
no, no,
call
no.
it.
That's unacceptable. Yeah, they have to notify. They
But
have to notify.
Omar, we
They
don't
have
want
to
that to
notify the
happen.
customer. And also, we're in the process right now of
Mhm.
building the security guard gate at the front entrance.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
the person who is on the display picture is going to have to
Mhm.
present their ID at the delivery guard
Okay.
gate before they enter.
You have
And
to put that on your
similar,
delivery instructions.
yeah, similar to my home in South Florida, when they deliver
Yes.
my groceries in South Florida, there's a guard gate, and they have to present
Mhm.
their ID to the security guard before they enter
Okay.
and are able to deliver my groceries to me. Now, here they've been kind of, using that loophole to their advantage, and it's been putting my health and safety at risk, and it's been wasting a lot of my time. And you know, they've empowered you, in particularly, to try to justify what they're doing and make me feel guilty about being honest and telling the truth and helping Instacart to making sure this doesn't happen to another customer. Similar to
Mhm.
as if me being a customer is non existent and is a figment of someone's imagination, as if I don't exist, for example, or as if I'm not alive, or as if I'm not an American citizen with rights, born and raised in the United States
Mhm.
of America, as if I'm not, breathing. Yeah, it's like, who am I here? Like, are you on the phone with me? Do you hear me talking to you? Am I dreaming? No, this is all real, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Now, that's the problem. Because I guarantee you, if they were delivering to my uncle's house in Parkland and this happened, I guarantee you they would be apologizing from the moment they answered the phone to the moment they hung up the phone. Let alone the fact that
Mhm.
they would have immediately gave him a credit. They would have immediately refunded his money.
Mhm.
Let alone the fact that they would have given him the executive director's phone number and told him if he needs anything else, please just contact them directly,
Mhm.
because they know they have disposable income. And
Yes.
when somebody experiences a situation like this, they don't have to go through to the extent that I'm going through to resolve the problem. This only has to happen once for somebody who has enough disposable income to go to a courthouse and say, Your Honor, on December 14th, 2025, at 9:11 a.m., I ordered
Mhm.
my groceries and they sent an unsanitary shopper that had a contagious
Yes.
smell in their vehicle. This same shopper was previously removed from my shoppers list, Jonah. And I have emails to verify that. And Instacart specifically extended the acknowledgement of reassuring me and leading me to believe that this shopper will never shop for me again, and I will never have to worry about this problem again.
And you said it's an order from when? Just sorry to interrupt you.
I'm telling you how this could have went. You understand?
Okay.
And by presenting just that one incident to a judge, I would win the case. You understand? And it would be more of a benefit than just a $5 credit for the inconvenience that this caused and the money being refunded back to my EBT SNAP card, government benefits food stamp card from the United States Treasury in the United States
Mhm.
government. I'd be suing for mental anguish, pain and suffering, lost wages, medical bills, all of which would stem from having to talk to a therapist about this because this has gotten to an extent that it's traumatizing, and having to go to the emergency room because it has made me sick, having to take
Mhm.
medications, ultimately putting me at risk of side effects and damaging my organs
Mhm.
just to get rid of contagious bacterial infections that they prescribe me antibiotics for due to an unsanitary shopper,
Mhm.
time loss, lost wages. What else? I mean, what is a life worth?
I'm still with you, Omar.
Well, with all due respect, what is a life worth?
With all due respect, I completely understand what you're saying and what you have just said. But as I have mentioned as well, I'm not able to override any credits at this moment with this account because of the restriction on it for high order issues or multiple order issues.
And the only other option is to fill out an appeals form.
Correct.
Aside from that, with all due respect, what is a life worth?
If you don't mind, you can answer the question for me.
Well, it's priceless. In Florida,
Hmm.
they've ruled it unconstitutional to put a price on a child's life that dies due to negligence
Hmm.
and malpractice. There used to be a cap on child death cases in Florida, which was
Hmm.
$1 million And there would be a waiver that a doctor would have to sign, holding a doctor liable for only the most, which is $1 million. They wouldn't have to pay more than $1 million. And then an OBGYN would be capped at $250,000. And there would also be a waiver that they would have to sign. Now, they removed those caps and they ruled it unconstitutional to put a price on a child's life. In other words, saying a person could sue for as much money as they want. In other words, saying a child's life is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's fair?
No, it's not fair.
So there should be a cap on a child's life?
No, I don't think there should be.
Right. So what do you think a life is worth?
As you have mentioned, priceless.
I agree. If you ever experience a situation like that, the specific statute you should mention is statute 766.110, the Healthcare Facility Liability Statute, and similar U.S. codes and statutes. You'll automatically win. But if you don't mention that statute and you're having difficulties finding what statute to write on a complaint form, a civil cover sheet, and a subpoena to file with the courts and present to a judge and serve to your opposing counsels, you would already be aware that someone or something or several people are purposely making it difficult for you and distracting you from what you need to do next and being able to do it. Going back to what I was explaining to you earlier on this call.
Mm-hmm.
So you see how all of those things are pertinent to each other and relatively connected. Now, are you finished reassigning my order to a different shopper other than the shopper Kansas, who was previously removed from my shoppers list due to unsanitary behavior.
So if I do that, then in this case now, kindly bear with me, the order will go back to having no shopper if I reschedule this. In fact, I'd have to reschedule the order, and it will be coming at a different time now.
Well, that's the only option I have. I'm not willing to.
And you want me to remove her as well from doing any future orders for you?
Yes, I'm not willing to take the chance of them sending a shopper who was previously removed from my shoppers list due to unsanitary behavior. Cannot take that
I'm not
risk.
able to see those notes here on my end. I'll remove her for you after I take the 2 hour window period.
Yeah, but I could verify that that is the same person who I had to
Okay.
call and complain about the other day. And that was the second time that I had to call and complain about that person. So this will be the third time.
I'm going to reschedule the order. So it has a window period of 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And I'm going to remove Kansas. Definitely make sure that I remove her from doing any future orders for you. Just kindly bear with me on the line.
And also, to make sure this doesn't happen again, of course, could you send me an email specifying that the shopper CANSAS is removed from my shoppers list due to unsanitary behavior, and
Okay.
specify the day and the time of the order and the order number?
Okay.
That should cover it.
That is due to health reasons, sanitary, shopper hygiene, right?
Due to, you could put due to unsanitary behavior to sum it up. But yes, that was the reason.
Okay. I've removed Kansas. In the meantime, can you confirm your email address for me?
Yes, of course. Due diligence corporate at gmail.com.
Okay. So I'm going to be sending the email on to that email address. Kindly bear with me.